guys, I'm back, and guess what? I'm in a house. More on that in a minute. Welcome, I'm Angie, and this is my channel about cross stitch, unless you've been watching in the month of June, and then it's my channel about cross stitch and moving, because we've moved. So first, thank you for coming back. I am so happy that you did. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I hit 400, at least for a second. I don't know if I'm still at 400 because it fluctuates. So sometimes I got like to 399 and then I dropped to 397 because people would jump ship and then they'd come back, or somebody new would come back. But the last time I checked, I was at 400, and that's fine. That's fine if people jump ship, because I know I am not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. But I did hit 400. I was so excited. So I think I will do something when we get to 500 subscribers, because I have to celebrate that. That's a big accomplishment. That's like $500, right? 500 is nothing to sneeze at. So welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I'm so excited to have you here. And thank you for all of the comments. I have not answered a lot of comments. There are so many, especially from last week. A lot of people left really, really positive and encouraging and happy and lovely comments about me and the kids moving. And I want to respond. I hate texting. I am not, I will text. I hate doing, I can't do abbreviated texting. I am not that person that can do LOL, see you later, L8TR. I can't do that. I have to text in complete sentences. I'm sure that's just from how I grew up. I can't, and I don't like typing long sentences with my thumbs. So I'm waiting to be able to set up my computer to really go back. And I mean, I have answered some people, but if I have a large amount of comments that I really want to respond to, I don't like doing it. I have, and I will sometimes if the comment strikes a chord that I really need to answer right that second. But so if I haven't responded, I promise you it is on the way. I mean, yeah, I think I just aged myself. But anyway, I'm in my house. Okay, so I only stitched on 3 things this week, and I only stitched for a couple of days because we moved into the house and I've just been filling my fridge. So the first thing I worked on was supposed to be for my School of Magical Stitches extra credit homework, and I didn't end up finishing it. I was about 120 stitches away from being done with the extra credit homework, but I just got to a point where I was just, I do not want to do one more stitch on this project, which is really unfortunate because I like this project and I don't know why, but I'm really struggling with the motivation to keep going. So this is 13 colonies, and this is where I'm at now. And I think since the last time you saw it, I've only added about 60 stitches. I got the pine tree done. And I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just the picture. Maybe it is the fact that the colors are kind of muted. They're not bright. Or maybe it's because it's on 40 count, and 40 count is just difficult to stitch on for me because it's my first time stitching 40 count. But for some reason, this is not the project that says, stitch me. And so I've been struggling with this one. So this one might get put away for a little while. Now that I'll have the option of other things to work on. Or I might just sort of slowly, honestly, I thought when I bought this, I'd just whip right through it because it looks like it's small. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought that I just thought I would love it so much that I would just keep going, and it's not bad. I'm just struggling with this one for some reason. Don't know why. But that one is 13 colonies. I don't know when you'll see that one again. The next one, last time I saw you guys, I told you I was gonna work some more on Pavan, and I did. I put in a little over 1,000 more stitches in Pavan. And so this is where I'm at. And it's looking beautiful. I love this. I think this is so nice. And it's still, I mean, this one, I could have just kept going. I really could have, but it was late, and I just decided sleep was important and I should probably, you know, do some of that. But yeah, nice. So she's looking pretty, and I still love these colors, and I'm so glad I chose them. Okay. So last I put in a bunch of stitches on my Stranger Things, and I'm almost finished with it. So here we are. So on this one I've got Mike and 11 are on this bike, and then Lucas. And we've got Dustin over here, and then this is the Demogorgon, and then of course Will. So all I have is the rest of the Demogorgon, Will, and then a little bit of trail behind Dustin's bike here. And this is 22 count Hardanger, so that's still a lot of stitches. I would say just between Dustin and this much of the Demogorgon was close to 2,000 stitches. So I still have a couple thousand stitches left to go. But I'm excited to have this done because then I'll have some spare fabric to jump in on the Lindy Stitches Sal that I think I'm gonna do. She just released a really easy 3-part, she can't give us the name yet, Sal, that I think I'm gonna try and start, and I will have enough leftover fabric down here. I mean, you can see it all rolled up. So I'll be able to do that. Yeah, Stranger Things. And that's all I stitched on. That's it. I didn't do any other stitching. I didn't pull anything out. I didn't start anything new. Because, yeah. So, unfortunately, fortunately, the Pavana Stranger Things made it so that I could finish all of my homework for Magical Stitches this week. And I got that done by Tuesday, which is perfect because I've spent the last few days moving in here and trying to refill my fridge. Oh my goodness. That is the thing I forget every time. Every time we move, I forget how flippin' hard it is to restock the food that you slowly stop buying because you know you're moving and you don't want to have to give all your food away. And then you still end up giving a freezer full of food away because you have, for me, I have all these intentions of, oh, I'm going to cook that last 2 weeks that I'm in the house. And then I don't. And then I have to scramble and give, you know, at least $100 worth of food away, if not more. I mean, at least somebody gets some food, right? But then you get to where you're going and then you have to go and buy it all again because the movers can't pack your fridge items. So, well, thankfully, they did pack all of my pantry staples, so I didn't have to restock those. But restocking my fridge and freezer, especially with the limitations on food that are here that were not there in Texas. So in Texas, at the commissary, we weren't restricted at this point on the amount of chicken or beef or ramen noodles. I went to the commissary today and they were restricting how many ramen noodles you could buy. That I have never seen. They were even restricting the amount of Clorox toilet bowl cleaner you could buy. So that was a little bit, that's been an eye-opener. And last week when we got to the hotel, I went and I bought some stuff for spaghetti because that's easy to make on a cooktop. And there was tons of pasta. And this week there was hardly any. So that's something that's, you know, I'm used to not being able to find cleaning supplies. I'm used to not being able to find hand sanitizer. I was not used to not being able to find hand soap. So thank heavens the movers packed my spare hand soap that I had, because I had 3 or 4 things of hand soap and Clorox wipes, because right before we left, our commissary had a pack of 4 Clorox wipes, but you were limited to 1 of those per customer. So I bought one because at the time I didn't need it. And I thought, ooh, but maybe I should buy one anyway. Thank heavens I did, because she can't get him here, and I ran out of wipes when I was cleaning my house at home, and the movers packed him. So hopefully they didn't steal them and say, ooh, Clorox wipes, I'm going to take those. She won't miss them, because I will miss them. But yeah, so I had to restock my fridge, and then I realized I have one pan and no bowls. So I can't make soup for the kids because they have nothing to put it in. And I can't make pancakes because I didn't have any syrup. And my stuff comes tomorrow. My stuff comes tomorrow, I think. Yes, whatever. My household goods come, and then I'll have all my stuff, and it'll be great. And then soon after that, at some point, my husband will get home. Oh, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Doing all this has been quite the adventure, and there's a few things that I swear I've ticked off almost all of the boxes you can tick off as a deployed spouse. You know, appliances break, cars break down. Thank heavens I've never been stranded anywhere. At least not while he's been deployed. I did get stranded without him when I was trying to catch a hop from Seattle back to Okinawa once. That was a nightmare. But that's another story for another day. But I've had a baby while he was deployed, and now I've PCS'd while he was deployed. So, yay! I've done quite a few of the things. Now, there's a few things I hope I never have to do. So let's knock on wood if I can find any. There we go. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. That and kind of just going through Flosstubes, trying to catch up. I'm so far behind. And one of the channels I love to watch daily, because she does a daily vlog, is Carolyn and Off the Grid Needle Arts. And I'm so far behind. I'm 2 weeks behind on her. And now I'm wondering, do I go back and try to watch them all in order, or just start now and then, I don't know. But so I'm trying to catch up on hers, and you know, there's so many wonderful floss tubers out there, and I'm afraid of subscribing to too many because I'm already so far behind on the ones I am subscribed to. Not to mention that, but I am subscribed to many channels that aren't Flosstube. There's a book channel that I love called Murphy Napier. I love her book channel, because she goes through and she talks about, she has spoiler-free and spoiler reviews of books. She talks about just all sorts of different books, and I've read quite a few off of her recommendation that I really, really liked. And then a few that she recommended that I was like, I'm not sure if I care for this one so much. But I really like her channel. And then I do a lot of woodworking channels that I like to watch too. Woodworking channels, and then there's I don't know. I have weird tastes. There's also a couple channels of scary stories that I like, because I'm me. We all know this. But I like the book. I like Murphy's channel because she helps me find books to read for School of Magical Stitches, because I listen to the description that she talks about, and then I can sometimes fit those into my extra credit reading prompts. Okay, so Stitchy Facebook Talk, I guess we'll call that. I'm part of I'm part of more than that, but 4 very specific Stitchy Facebook pages that I'm at some point going to be active on. I'm part of School of Magical Stitches, which I'm very active on. In fact, up until June, I completed my homework and my extra credit every single week, and I've had a perfect score at least twice. So, I mean, no need to, what is it? Because I'm cool like that. But June went out the window. I think I only accomplished the homework twice in June, which is to be understood. And they definitely don't frown on me or anything for that. Nobody comes and says, Angie, where's your homework? Because they all understand. it's a very nice group to be in, and I like it. And there is a lot you can do. So you can do your homework, you can do the extra credit, you can ignore those things and do some of the bonus things. They have a reading acrostic where they have all these Disney names, and you can read books. So like the one I'm working on, or I have been working on, is Jack Skellington. So I need a book that starts with J, where either the title or the author starts with J, and then A, and then, you know, so on and so forth. And they have tons of Disney characters you can do that for. So if you're really into reading, that's a great way to read new books. And then for the homework each month, they give you prompts for something like this month you have to read a book that has a payphone on the cover or in the book. I like it when they say on the cover, because that's easier to find a book. Because I don't know if this book, like one of the prompts is find a book where someone starts a web page. I don't know how to find out if somebody's going to start a web page in a book, because usually that's something that's not quite in the description of the book. So I don't know, we'll see. But I did find one with a payphone, so I'm excited. I've already got it picked out. I just have to buy it. But I find that I read a lot of books that I wouldn't normally read because of this. And sorry. I actually, just in case you're wondering, I just read a new book that's really awesome. We're gonna go off on a little tangent, sorry, and then we'll get back to my stitchy Facebook groups. But it's by Max Brooks, and Max Brooks is the author of World War Z. And if you've seen the movie with Brad Pitt, it's an awesome movie. I love that. That's probably my favorite zombie movie ever. But the book is also good. The book is very different from the movie, because the movie is kind of, I don't know how to describe it, because it's like some of what's in the movie is in the book, but it's like they took a part of the book that was maybe a few paragraphs long and took what was going on there and expanded it into an entire movie. And, you know, little snippets from the book. So like there's a snippet here that gets put in the movie, and a snippet here, but then a whole bunch of other stuff is not in the movie. But the book stands on its own and the movie stands on its own. So they're both really good. And I really like how that was done. Well, he wrote another book, and I'm not sure how it's pronounced, because I think it's devolution, because it's, you know, evolution, but devolve. So it's like a play on those. So I think it's called devolution or devolution. I don't know, but it's Max Brooks, and it's about Bigfoot. Yeah, I know. Okay, before you say, oh, it's really good. It's really good. And I'm sure it is really good to read, but I did the audiobook because I listened to it while I was driving, because I love listening to books while I drive. And it's narrated by a host of people. And the main character in the book is narrated by Judy Greer, who I love. I love Judy Greer. I love her. Her voice is just fun, and she does a fantastic job. And Nathan Fillion, yeah, he narrates some of it, and Max Brooks himself is also a narrator in there. So if you need a good, fun, monstery book that's not like Stephen King horror monster book kind, it's a good one. I promise it's good. Say, okay. So I'm also a part of Virtual Stitchers, which I've talked about many times. Although they probably have completely forgotten about me, because it's been at least a week and a half, if not longer, since I've actually gotten on, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to be on the Zoom calls again. But I will be back. Hold on. I am also a part of Full Coverage Fanatics. Kim Hollenbeck. Oh, I'm sorry, Kim. Beck. I'm sorry. I messed up your name. I apologize. But she invited me to be a part of that, and I have not actually done anything with that yet. Mainly because I didn't know what the whole page was about. She invited me, and I said, hey, that sounds fun, and I jumped on, and I haven't taken the time yet. I know they do challenges. I know they have like something bingo for July. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea how it works. I don't know how any of their challenges work. So right now I'm just looking at the pictures people post of their full coverage pieces. That is the only thing I know about that Facebook group, is it is full coverage pieces. I think, what is it, 95% of your piece needs to be stitched. So I have plenty to keep me involved in that group, but I haven't taken the time to get the specifics down. And because, to be honest, I'm trying to balance my homework and my extra credit with School of Magical Stitches and the reading, and I have not figured out a really good way to be organized yet, because I bought a happy planner and I'd write everything down, and that was working well. And then Teresa Little Stitcher, she released a digital planner specifically for cross stitching, and she did it on Etsy, and if I will link it below if I remember. But it's basically, it's a Flosstube planner, and so it's got everything. It's got your whips, it's got places to put pictures, it's got your threads that you have, the projects you have, the fabrics you have. It's got monthly calendar in it, and then it's got extra pages you can insert in different places, and it's like the perfect planner. The problem is I like to write, and so I bought a special stylus for my tablet to do this, because then if you finish the year, you can like save all your pages and then delete everything and start over, and you don't have to go buy a new planner. So I like that because of the frugalness of it. But I hate writing with a stylus on a tablet. I hate it. And I mean, I don't have a fancy iPad, and maybe if I had an iPad and one of those $60 special pencil styluses, or I don't even know, they might even be more than that, maybe I'd like it better than what I have, but I don't. And so it's really frustrating trying to write on my tablet. And so I feel like I'm going to end up going back to the Happy Planner, which is unfortunate because I really like the planner. I love it. And you can plan your floss tubes with this planner. You can plan what you want to talk about. You can talk about what you did talk about. So then if somebody has a question about 10 episodes ago, you can go back and say, oh, here's the answer to that. I mean, right? Because she does floss tubes and she has her projects. It's a very, very nice planner. So I'm trying to find ways to be more organized. And so once I'm more organized, I think I can add things like full coverage fanatics in. I did join Enchanted Stitches, and then I promptly left when I felt like, holy cow, this is gonna overwhelm me. And yet then I see people like Sammy J, who's part of Magical Stitches and Virtual Stitchers and Enchanted Stitches and what is it? Semi-sane stitchers, is that what it's called? And they balance it so well, and I'm just like, how do you do this? How do you do this? So anyway, so I'm part of that group. And then an offshoot of the Virtual Stitchers group is the No Start New Year, where you don't start, or no starts for a year, which again, like I said last week, I'm not 100% committed to that yet. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. But that, oh my goodness. So there's some more cross stitchy talk. I bored you with my moving talk, talked a little bit about books, and then I circled back into cross stitching. See how I did that? Sorry, this floor is hard. It's not super comfy. But yeah, so anyway, I didn't do a whole lot of stitching. I probably won't do a whole lot of stitching this next week, but if I do find myself using my breaks from unpacking to do some stitching, I will see if I can plop a short video up next week for everybody's enjoyment, because I mean, I assume you wouldn't be watching these if you didn't enjoy them. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, and thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back and putting up with my jabbers. I don't know. Everybody gets on Flosstube, all of the channels that I see, and they say, I'm sorry that I didn't talk so much about stitching, or I'm sorry I hope you don't mind me putting a little of life in here. And to be honest, I love it. And I think most people are the same. It's fun to hear a little bit about who you are, what you do, because I am not just a cross stitcher. That is not my whole entire identity. And I think it would be really, really hard to really connect with someone if you don't get even the smallest little glimpse into who they are instead of just what they do. So I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't apologize for the extra, because that's me. I get off on tangents. I get distracted, and I follow the different, I follow the squirrel wherever it runs. And so sometimes you're not going to get as much stitchy as maybe you'll get other things, but I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. I think, especially if it's something you enjoy. So anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming and watching. Hopefully in the near future, I will have some new starts. Some new patterns maybe. Happy 4th of July to all of us here in the States. I know this 4th of July is going to be a lot different, because if you're like me, you're not going to be going to a 4th of July celebration unless you can find a fireworks show that you can watch at a distance or in your car, which is unfortunate, because I understand why. I understand the need for distancing, but the memories I have of going to our local high school onto the football field, and we'd spread out the blankets and concessions, and bands would play, and then we'd watch such a sweet memory. And the parades, the 4th of July parades, I grew up with those. In fact, I was in them for all of my high school career. I was in 3 parades every 4th of July, and it was amazing. It was such a wonderful thing. And so this year it's going to feel a little weird. And especially here I am in the birthplace of America, and I would imagine 4th of July here is fantastic, and there's just not a lot that we can really do. So I hope that you and yours can celebrate 4th in a way that's meaningful to you and enjoyable to you. Be safe, be responsible, and have a wonderful week. Bye.